Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Korddad Ali Al Mahdi. I am from Thailand. Today I want to renew my pledge of allegiance to the Qaim of Al Muhammad, Abu Sadiq, from him is peace. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is the servant and the messenger of God. I bear witness that Ali and the Imams from his sons are the proof of Allah, and I bear witness that Mahdis and the Mahdis are the proof of Allah. Upon this I shall live, and upon this I shall die, and upon this I shall be resurrected again.
We're joined right now in the studio with our dear brother Korddad. How are you doing, Korddad?
Alhamdulillah, thank you so much for having me. I'm doing well and good.
Thank you so much for joining us. Korddad, you've been a believer in this call for quite a few years now. You've been a supporter of the Qaim of Sadiq, and you have a lot of knowledge. You've been accumulating a lot of knowledge of the call, and you've been a very big supporter in the sense that you are spreading the call online and making sure that the word of the appearance of Abu Sadiq is heard by as many people as possible. Let's hear a little bit about your previous religion and your religious background. What did you used to believe before this religion?
All right. So my journey kind of starts like around 10 or 11 years ago. But first of all, that I used to believe in Shia religion, right?
Right.
But in the same time, my upbringing, I kind of learned like both. Meaning I learned Sunni and I also learned Shias. So basically, if in my homes, meaning my grandfather would teach me about Shiaism. When I go to school would teach me Sunni.
Right.
You know, Ahl Sunnah wa Jama'ah. So I kind of learned of both since I was a kid. So up until a point when in that time I decided that Shia is more makes sense, even though I was born in Shia's family. But, you know, after my grandfather taught me about Shias, taught me about the concept of successorships, you know, that the Prophet ﷺ left 12 Imams, so I became certain this more makes sense to me. So I became certain in what I used to believe in before, there is Shiaism, right?
Right.
So up to the point that around 2014 or 2013, something like that, I see that there is a lot of like oppression. It's like, you know, I see the world and the country that I live in is so oppressed, you know, country that oppressed Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. And then I feel like this time, that time, I still remember the day that I, you know, sit down and I was like asking God. I said, like, that's it, you know, like, I need Imam Mahdi right now. if Imam Mahdi, if this is the time, Imam Mahdi should come at this time. So this is around 2013 and 2014. And after that, by the end of 2014, I heard about the call of Imam Ahmad Hassan from him his peace, but this was with the white banners. At first, I do not believe it, meaning that my grandfather, he was calling my mother at that time, he was talking about, look, in Thailand, you know, there is people spreading the dawah of Imam Ahmad Hassan from him his peace, and then he is claiming to be the successors of Imam Mahdi. So, you know, being a Shia, sometimes you have like this attachment at some point. I was like that time, like, it's impossible, you know, 12 Imams, that is, there is no more 12 Mahdis, you know, there is no such thing as 12 Mahdis. Then at the beginning, I denied this at the beginning without knowledge. Meaning what? Meaning without my grandfather explains what it is, what is the proof yet at that moment. So up until 2015, when I finally met my grandfather physically, he started to explain about the call of Imam Ahmad Hassan to our family, meaning to my mothers and me, basically at that day. So what happened is that my mother, she believed in Ahmad Hassan first before me. And I still have like, you know, hesitation to make allegiance that time. My mother, she believed when she pledged allegiance, this made me curious. what is this call? Why my mother believed in this call? So 4 days after that, I decided to sit with my grandfather and ask him questions, to tell me about Ahmad Hassan more. I wanted to know, right? Because I saw my mother, she pledging religion. I was curious what happened,
Of course.
Yeah, so my grandfather, he spoke one thing that made me believe right away. He just gave me one proof at that time. He said to me that Imam Ahmad Hassan, he claims that he is the successor and the son of Imam Mahdi, and he comes with the will of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. His name is mentioned in the will of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. At that time, when I hear my grandfather says that Rasulullah mentioned the name of Ahmad Hassan in the will, I was like, that's it. How should I deny the word of Prophet Muhammad? So I was like, I cannot deny the word of Prophet Muhammad because Prophet Muhammad mentioned the name Ahmad in the will. So at that time, I started to pledge allegiance to Imam Ahmad Hassan. But at this time, we are still white banners. When I mentioned that I pledge allegiance to Ahmad Hassan, at that time, we believed in the call that the white banners.
Yes.
And this pledge allegiance took place on 2015. Right, 2015. So when I start pledge allegiance to Imam Ahmad Hassan, my heart feels like I wanted to know more about Ahmad Hassan. I wanted to look for him. And then I started to research more about Ahmad Hassan up until to the point that I came across a video of Abu Sari, and this was the time when he was in Egypt, right? In Egypt.
Yes.
So this is something interesting for me, This is one of the reasons that I will soon believe in Abu Sari after that. Because at that time I saw Abu Sadiq alayhi salam was sitting in Egypt with the congregation of believers. I saw him speaking to the believers. My heart in that time told me, this is it. This must be the Mahdi. Even though I believe in Ahmad Hassan, the first Mahdi, and I was still with the white banner, my heart says, this is the Mahdi. But in the same time, I have struggled with my mind because my mind is trying to say, how could he be the Mahdi? Because it's supposed to be, if he should be the Mahdi, it's supposed to be from the son of Ahmad Hassan.
Right.
So it's like I still have like this mindset of physical lineage successorship. We thought that it should be like physically. So, but my heart has already like go, it's like, is it? He is the Mahdi. My heart has already said that this is the Mahdi, even though my mind is still like trying to make sense of it, trying to struggle. So up to the point that I keep searching and I came across a Facebook page. And I still remember very well the name of this Facebook page. And this Facebook page was called at that time is O Ahmad, O Abdullah, O Mahdi. And the banner was the black banners of the East at that time.
Alhamdulillah.
And I assume at that time, this must be with the white banners, because I didn't know how to like
Right, you didn't have all the
differentiate.
information. Yeah.
So I was like, this must be official page of the white banner, since it's used the banners same as our banners that time, which wrote in it Al-Bay'atu Lillah, or pledge allegiance to God, but it's just the color is black. So I looked at the information. I found a lot of things interesting. Like I was like, wow, it's talking about reincarnation. I was like, wow. A poster of the return of Buddha. I was like, what is this, right? Return of Prophet Buddha. My grandfathers, he believed in the black banners first, and then he came to me again. He explained to me the truthfulness of Abu Sadiq alayhi salam. He just said one thing, the same thing that he said to me, like I believe in Ahmad Hassan. He says, this man, his name is Abdullah Hashim, and he's claiming that same will, the name of Abdullah.
SubhanAllah.
Right? So I was like, that's it. I am not hesitating anymore. It's like my father says he claimed the will as Abdullah, mentioned in the will. The Black Banners Corps, believe in the concept of reincarnation. Right? I was like blown away when he says that this corps believes in reincarnation. Why reincarnation is important to me? Why is it important? As you know that my background, I was, surrounded. For example, my father was a Buddhist. Before he became Shia, he became a Buddhist.
Yes.
He was a Buddhist. He was like a convert Muslim, right? So he was a Buddhist. He knows this concept. Even my mother's, even though she is Islam in the past, since she was a child, in the school, she was, exposed with like the concept of reincarnation, because in school of Thailand, you are surrounded by a Buddhist community.
It's part of the culture.
So part of the culture is there. So essentially, my mother, you can say she believed in the concept of reincarnation.
That's interesting.
And for her, this makes sense. She believed this concept before even belief in Ahmad Hassan. So she was teaching, trying to say to me, about reincarnation, all this. I was 50-50 before I believed in the Black Banners. I was 50-50 about the concept of reincarnation.
Yes.
I was feeling that this makes sense, the logic that my mother gave, that the soul reincarnate into new bodies and all this totally makes sense. The reason, another 50% that I did not fully believe at that time because of my Islamic, what you can say Islamic, whether Shias, because Shias, they deny concept of reincarnation.
For sure, yes.
Even in school, when you go to school, you got exposed with Sunni teaching, right? They will say that whoever believes in reincarnation is considered to be shirk,
and a disbeliever.
Disbeliever. You cannot believe in this concept. This is what made me like a barrier, stop. I wanted to believe the concept of reincarnation, but I can't because I was hold on to Islam that time.
That's very interesting.
When Abu Sadiq came, he confirmed the concept of reincarnation.
Yeah.
He said that he is Abdullah, mentioned in the will of Rasulullah. I believe because of the will, primary, and then the knowledge that he confirmed that I wanted to believe since before, which made me like a barrier. When Abu Sadiq says reincarnation is true, it's part of Islam, I was like, SubhanAllah, is it? It should be it. So at that time, I started to pledge allegiance to Black Banners of the East, and this was 2016.
MashaAllah, so, you've been a believer since then till today. And like you said before, you've been a very strong supporter of the call. It's interesting also to hear that your background includes knowledge of Buddhism because of your culture and society that you grew up in Thailand, and also the fact that your family were converted to Islam. So you've got a bit of both, the awareness of Buddhism and Islam, Sunni and Shia, which is very fascinating. And it also begs the question then that while your family were practicing Muslims, what would you say were the things that you found were missing in the religion? What was it that wasn't satisfying for you about remaining in that kind of religion? Why did you decide that you have to switch then?
The reason that I feel like something missing, I believe in Shiaism, but as I mentioned, I need Imam Mahdi, at that time, before believing in Ahmad. I feel like he is the one that's missing somehow. It's like he is the one that's missing. We live in a time that's like so oppressed right now. Like, if it's not this time, I don't know when he should appear. I was like, it's supposed to be this time that he appeared. So I think I can say that the point that it's missing, it's actually a man appointed by God. This is something that I don't realize, because it's like, you are wanting Imam Mahdi, right? Before you believe in the Yemeni. So I feel like this is, when Imam Mahdi came, Ahmad Hassan came and claimed that he's a messenger of Imam Mahdi, that somehow, made me convert. In the end, it's like we always say, it's like religion is a man,
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So it's like, even though I was a Shia, I didn't believe in taqlid. I was a Shia, but I don't believe in taqlid. I feel like something not right with taqlid. I feel like Khomeini or Khomeini that time, even though Shias at the time, they're like promoting this, like wilayatul faqih concept. So I don't feel like I don't feel any connection with them. I don't feel like this person is worthy to believe. I feel like there's something wrong, with them. And the most something that was really feel wrong when I was Shia is, that the Shias always do latam,
Right.
they do it.
The self-flagellation.
They were like,
When they beat themselves and cut themselves and all that.
cut themselves, because in Thailand I saw this thing. I even amongst the one that go and do all this, and then feel like the most turning point, it's like when I see them cut themselves, right?
It's a very
I
graphic
saw them.
scene.
Yes. Imagine I was a kid at that time, and I saw this. They was cutting their head, making the blood all coming out. I feel like something wrong.
That's a traumatizing experience.
Yes, they even take an infant. Imagine
yes.
a baby. They presented themselves. They say, "Please cut my baby."
It's insane, and the Shia world, because of that kind of practice and teaching, has made the image of the Ahlul Bayt look bad, and it deters people from investigating into the family of Muhammad, basically. But brother, you've been a part of this faith for many years, and as we understand, you come from a Muslim and Buddhist background in a way because of your upbringing and your family. What challenges had you faced in this belief of yours, in our belief in Ahmad al-Hassan and in Abu Sadiq, from both the Buddhist community and the Muslim community? Did you face any challenges on your path with God?
For Buddhism community, I don't have, in my personal experience, speaking with Buddhist people about this religion, it doesn't quite have any problem. They're like very open-minded, even though they are Buddhism, but they are open-minded.
Beautiful.
But you can say challenge that we face is, you can say, with the Muslim, whether it's
Right.
Sunni or Shia, right?
Both.
Sunni, let alone believe in the 12 Mahdis, they have problem when you say Ahlul Bayt. When you say 12 Imams, it's like something that is traumatized them when you speak about 12 Imams, right? So for the Shias, in Thailand, they consider us heretic. They consider us like, this is kuffar, this is heretic. This is something that you shall not marry your daughters with. This is something that you shall not marry your son with them. You shall not even mingle with them. You shall not even eat with them. And to the point that they say that sitting, it's like, to the point that we have these scholars in Thailand, they made a fatwa. They made a verdict. They made a verdict that whoever sees the Yemeni's follower, it is permissible for you to take a wooden stick and hit their heads.
Wow.
This is an official verdict from a scholar in Thailand.
From a Shia scholar in Thailand, yes.
I'm not surprised, honestly.
Yes, so believers in Thailand, if they're going to have problems, we have problems with Islamic, particularly Shias. Shia is the most, we thought that the Shia is closest to the truth. It's like, you already believe in 12 Imams. It should be easy for you, this transition. But it's like 360 degrees. It's not like you expect. It's like they are the one that fight you more.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes in Thailand, even Sunni, they're easy to believe in this call. Sunni jump into this call, right? Instead of Shias.
Yeah.
So it's like something that we does not expect. We thought the Shia should believe this easy, but it seems that they are the one that fighting us more than even the Sunni in Thailand.
Yeah, unfortunately, when it comes to the Muslims, they tend to listen to their scholars a lot, and they don't actually read the books that's available for them. So many of times when they deny the concept of imams, much like how the Sunnis would deny the concept of the 12 imams, it exists in their books and in their narrations. However, when you present it to them, they disbelieve in it. When it comes to the Shias now, when it comes to the concept of the 12 Mahdis that come after the 12 Imams, although it is written concrete in their books that there are 12 Mahdis after the 12 Imams, that the Prophet wanted to write a will in both Sunni and Shia Islam, for some reason the Muslims tend to fight us, go against us, and as you said, now there's a verdict against the followers of the Yamani, and the followers of this faith, that if you are a believer in this faith, then what, you get whacked over the head with this wooden stick? Well, it's not surprising that takes place with the believers. It's happened since the time of Adam, and it will continue to happen until we have that divine just state. But from what you're saying, brother, it seems like the Sunnis in the country actually have more of an understanding of our faith and a little bit more acceptance in contrast to the Shias. So what is your relationship then with them? Was there any success in bringing people, bringing this call to the people? What did you face from the people while trying to give them the glad tidings of the appearance of the Mahdi?
So basically, when I try to speak to them, I go to the page, the Shia's page, Mahdi TV page of Thailand. It's like sometimes it hurts my feelings. It's like they place Mahdi TV. They put the name Mahdi TV. They use the name Mahdi,
Right.
So I try to start with them. I've been calling them because since they claim to love Al-Hussein, they claims to love the Ahlul Bayt. What did I get? What the believers of Thailand get? They start to insult. They start to reject narration. They say words like, "Oh, you guys just use narration to be beautiful." Just beautiful statement. You guys just throw Quran verse. You guys just throw narration. That's it, to make it look beautiful.
MashaAllah.
It's essentially, you can say that if we, give them narration, they won't take it. But if their scholars give them the narration, they believe it easily without even denying it. Even though I even have certain that if the scholars fabricate the hadith, even though it's not from Ahlul Bayt, they will believe it right away without questioning.
It's true. And by the way, this is a problem that many people face in this call especially. I was talking to a bunch of people the other day, and their excuse is that there's a hadith that says that the Mahdi will not know that he's the Mahdi. So then my response was, okay, well, if the hadith exists, if the hadith exists, bring it. But the truth of the matter is there is not a hadith that says that. It is something that the scholars made up. It is non-existent at all in any books, whether it's Sunni or Shia. It just simply doesn't exist. So, brother, look, since you are a follower of the Ahlul Bayt, you are a follower of Abu Sadiq, and the Shias, they look at you like, okay, well, you're just a guy saying beautiful words from the Ahlul Bayt, which is kind of strange because, okay, well, you believe in them. I'm just telling you their words and telling you how it points to Abu Sadiq. Obviously you are a lover of Abu Sadiq, you're a lover of the truth, you're a lover of the Mahdi. Tell us about how you feel about the situation that you're in right now in terms of your faith. What is your relationship with the Qa'im, with Abu Sadiq, and what is it that ignites you when you look at his face and say, hey, this is my Imam?
What can I say towards my Imams is that, it's a man, I can say this person is a man that I'm willing to die for. Is willing to go all in. We need to go all in for every commands, for everything that he says. And I wanted to remain with him. I don't want to say that till the end. I do not want to use the word till the end, but I want to remain with him forever. Meaning, even if in this time I pass away, I wish that I reincarnate with him. Wherever he go, I go with him. In any other life.
MashaAllah.
This is what my faith towards him is, this level.
You brought up something very beautiful there, brother. When it comes to the idea of reincarnation, the fact that you said, I hope I reincarnate with him. And you said earlier as well that that was something along the journey of your discovery of the truth. You found that this covenant, this call, this religion actually verifies and validates the idea of reincarnation. So you being in Thailand, what is it like for you to now see that there's actually a truth in a concept that is a Buddhist concept? And do you see that there can be what there should be in this day and age, which is unity between the religions, in the sense that this is something the Muslim nation will have to accept exists in their scriptures, in the sense that Buddhism has verified it as well. Do you feel like there is a chance that it's possible for the people of Thailand to see that and say there is a connection between the two religions?
For people of Thailand, as long as they are sincere, not like believe in the scholars blindly, that is possible, because everything is just in their own books, the books that you believe. The core of this dawah exists in even the Buddhism scripture. The law of knowing the proof of God exists even in the scripture of the Buddhism, even Sunni's book, even Shia's book. So if they're really open-minded, sincere, they will see that, whether Abrahamic religion or non-Abrahamic religion like Buddhism is actually connect with each other. So this is a unity that can be formed as long as they are sincere. And this is what the coin come for. We come to unite the people under one banner, not like the scholar. Not the scholar, not like the scholar. The scholar will say, don't read this book. Don't read this religion. Don't you even dare look at the Buddhism. Don't you even do this, do that.
Don't do anything.
Yes, only listen to my words.
So, on that note, let's talk about your grandfather, because you brought him up as a figure of guidance in your life, as a very strong believer in this call and in Abu Sadiq. We also know that your grandfather is actually someone who has faced, unfortunately, a lot of persecution because of his religion. And we've seen that it's been on both fronts. It's been from the front of extremist Islamic governments in the Middle East, and also these non-working scholars who enforce the governments against people who are, they think, going away from God's path. Can you comment on that? Because it looks like you, through your experiences and growing up and finding the truth, you found that the scholars have been that obstacle, so to speak, in your journey. Can you comment on that for those out there who are very staunch supporters of the scholars?
Yes, about the scholars, right? What I can say is for them to realize that the scholars is not upon the truth, is that they just go back and look at their own book. Because what the scholars says, what they commands, contradict what the prophets and the messengers commands and teach, and even contradict the prophecies of the prophets and messengers. Even though in Buddhism text, there is a prophecy even talking about non-working scholars, in the end time. This is even in Buddhism text. So it's the same for Shias, it's the same for Sunnis, that the prophets and the messengers, they talk about this, that watch out for these non-working scholars in this end time. So imagine when you got a warning from the prophets and the messengers and the imams about scholars, why should you now rely fully, trust your whole hereafter upon them when your prophets and messengers and the imam has said otherwise? They have warned you about these scholars. Imam Sadiq warned you about Taqlid. Prophet Muhammad says that scholars is more dangerous than the Dajjal. Buddha, peace be upon him, in his scriptures mentions that, there is like a monk, some sort of a monk, like a corrupted monk, in the end of times.
Wow.
So all the prophets and messengers, they talk about this, you know. It's just a matter of fact that they just need to go back and check the word of the prophets and the messengers that they believe in. Because
Absolutely.
they did want it. They did want in the end time. There is such this figure, this Dajjalic, you know, figures, scholars.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No, that's a very wise warning that you're giving again to those out there who are listening. Brother Korddad, it was an absolute pleasure discussing your journey with you and giving some insights to our viewers on your life story and who you are and how dedicated you are to this call. Let's do one last question. Any words of advice or inspiration that you have for the people out there who are searching for the truth?
You know, advice that I wanted for the people that search the truth is that it's like the advice of Abu Sadiq for his peace, you know, because this is the best advice that the Quran from the family of Muhammad has given to all of us, not just the Ansar, but to all of the humanity. It's just a very short phrase, not a long phrase. It says, verily, you know, verily God does not misguide his sincere servant. As long as you are sincere, no matter which background you are, no matter you live in any place, God will guide you to Him. He will make you find His path. And as long as you are sincere, you know, it's like Hadith Qudsi, you know, that God mentions that if you take one step to me, I take 10 steps to you. If you walk to me, I run towards you. You know, that's how God is. You know, as long as you are sincere, you will find the truth. And no need to feel like, I wanted to people, no need to feel like, oh no, I feel like I don't have knowledge. You know, oh, I feel like this is what common people have. It's like, I don't have knowledge. I don't know anything about religion. So how am I supposed to find the truth? I only know what I learned from my mothers, my fathers. I only know that I learned from scholars. You know, don't worry about that. And what I want to say is don't worry about that. You know, even if you feel like you don't have knowledge, don't worry. As long as you are sincere, God will guide you in, and you can say in a magnificent ways. You know, everyone has their special journey and that enters to this dawah, and God brings them, you know, like in an amazing way, you know, as long as you're sincere.
God bless you, Korddad. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. It was amazing talking to you. Thank you so much.